Hello and welcome to Fearless DIY Music. My name is Tristan Lass, and today we're going to be talking about what happens when you build something or you create a project and you end up being incredibly unhappy with it in its final form. Well, I think the takeaway from that is nothing is ever truly in its final form. I feel like you can always revisit a project, be it a guitar, a pedal, a song, whatever it is that you're working on, a production of any kind, and you can go, I'm just not totally satisfied with that. I mean, sometimes things are written in stone. Once you release them, it's kind of hard to take a song back if you finish the whole thing and you've gone ahead and made it go public. So anyway, but today what I want to talk about is a guitar. Years ago, I decided that I wanted something beyond a Strat or a single cut or a Tele or whatever, and I decided, an Explorer, that would be kind of cool. So I ended up with this. This giant monstrosity. And this guitar began life as one of those little Epiphone starter packs that comes with like a cheapo amp and all the accessories and stuff. This is even the crappy strap that came along with the guitar. In its original form, the guitar was much smaller. It was like that. And it had a tiny neck on it because it was meant for a kid. But they were so cheap, I was just like, I'll get one of those and I'll repurpose it and I'll turn it into like a full-sized Explorer. Well, there were a lot of things I didn't think about. I didn't think about the fact that this lower horn was going to be too small in relation to the upper horn. I didn't factor in the fact that, I was going to have the grafting of the wood, which if we take a look here, is just a hot mess on this guitar. I did this as kind of a fast and dirty project, and then I slapped some really nice mahogany on top of it to kind of try to hide all of my sins in building it. I knew kind of as I was going through the process of making this that it wasn't going to be as good as I envisioned. So I just kind of made it as good as I could with low effort. And this is the guitar I ended up with. It is ridiculously heavy. The neck on it is a Dean shrimp fork that I got in trade. And the neck is cool. The neck is great. Plays great. Straight, flat. The frets were in great shape. They're jumbos. The action is amazing on this guitar. So it's very, very playable as far as the neck goes. But the body is just ridiculously out of whack. As you notice, there is blue tape on it because I have plans to try to make it right. To try to make it into something that I'll actually enjoy playing, that I'll want to pick up, that I'll want to do things with. All that being said, when I did the electronics, I did some kind of cool stuff, which I'm going to harvest from this guitar and put into another project, which we'll see at a later date in another video. But anyway, this front pickup is actually a Gotah. It's very nice. And I have that wired in series, single and parallel on this switch, which is cool. So that part of the circuit is coming out, going to another guitar. This little circuit right here with the tone control goes from a mud setting, which is basically just like a high cut, then to the tone control. Then when on the all the way up position, the tone control's cut out, so it's a bright switch. So the cool thing about this little circuit is that it gives you lots of tonal variation at the flick of a switch. You're using a fuzz and you want to like mud it up, get some of those cool lower frequency kind of things happening. You go to the mud setting, then if you want your standard pot, go to the middle, and then up is bright. So I did some things with this that are really neat, and I thought, that'll be enough. That'll be enough for me to want to pick this up, plug it in, and play it. No, nothing could be further from the truth. So the tone circuit and the front pickup are going in another guitar, and this one's just going to get stripped. And as you notice, there's blue tape on it, and that's not a la Van Halen or anything cool like that. these are the areas thus far that I've kind of determined need to go. My idea is that I kind of want to swoop this up and get rid of this whole upper part of the horn. And then I don't know if I'm going to come back this far on the lower horn, but I'm going to take some of the lower horn off too, but keep, plenty of room so that the pickup selector switch makes sense, or looks like it makes sense. So once I remove the wood, the real work begins. I'm going to strip it, cut it, and then I'm going to sand it all down to bare wood. It's going to be quite a task because there's poly underneath this. There's all sorts of it's garbage. I seriously cut way too many corners when I originally built this. So we're going to take it all the way down to wood. We'll get the body shape right, or at least, pleasing. And then I will bind it black, paint it gold, keep the neck, and then we're going to put mini buckers in, or some sort of pickup like that. Maybe I'll go with Filtertrons, and simplify all the electronics. We're just going to have, pickup selector switch and probably just a volume and a tone on it. Keep it super simple, and turn it into something that's metalish, but also kind of classic rock vibey, 70s, but in a good way. This is 70s in a bad way. I mean, this is like wood paneling guitar. So anyway, the takeaway from all this is that I will be going through and showing my progress as I work this body. Because if you have a guitar that you want to refinish, or you're doing a project guitar and you have to do a lot of sanding and a lot of finishing work on it, this will be a great opportunity to kind of see how I do it. And maybe you can get some tips that will help you along the way. But anyway, so this will hopefully be transformed into something that's a real player that I want to pick up and I want to plug in. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, stay tuned for future videos, and please hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.